Let's see, do we have our speaker for tonight on? Mr. Pacheco, are you on? Are you ready? Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Yes, he is.
All right. Mr. Bean, do you want to do the pleasure?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. You could have been anywhere, but you decided to be here. Someone invited you here to listen to what we have going on at BYLD Network. Now, the gentleman that's going to be presenting tonight, he is a serial entrepreneur. He's also a man of the cloth, pastor, happily married, power couple. I've had some time to learn about him in the last couple of weeks, face to face, and over the last couple of years also. And everything that I've learned about this gentleman has been he always wants to help, he's always teaching, he's a mentor, and he's been successful in several different verticals. And he's built businesses from the telecom industry, from swiping credit cards when those machines, when you had the paper carbon machines back in the day, running paper. So he's done it all. And the great part about this gentleman is he's always learning, he's always teaching. Every time I hear him come onto a presentation and talk about something, I'm always taking away valuable information and things that I can implement immediately that's going to affect me and change my business. So when I say, please pay attention, please put distractions away, because this gentleman is going to be talking about our BYLD Academy and our Trading Academy, which is life changing. So without any further ado, I'd like to bring one of the co-founders of BYLD Network, Mr. Danny Pacheco.
Hi team, how you doing? Thank you for the introduction, sir, and welcome everybody to tonight's presentation. Give me just a quick second. I'm going to get my slides going here. So 1 second, please. Nope. There we go. All righty, and you should be able to see my screen now. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Whoops, what did I do? Nope. Somehow I lost my slides. Okay. Can you guys see my slides?
Yes, now we can.
Okay, great. BYLD Academy?
Yes, sir.
All righty. All right. Let's go ahead
Yes,
and
sir.
get started, guys. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We are super excited to be really talking about what we're talking about, folks, because I can't tell you how many presentations I've given over the last week or so. It's just been nonstop. And working with people internationally is always an ordeal because you have to wake up really early or talk to them really late. So been on about 4 hours of sleep so far, but excited, super excited about the BYLD Academy. Just so you know, double booking myself. I was in a presentation earlier today in a meeting, and then had to step out and do a presentation from the car. So that's what's starting to happen, folks. We are starting to go into what we call momentum, and it's all because of what BYLD represents. BYLD represents, in one word, opportunity. And so we have many different divisions within BYLD Network. This is one of them. We're going to be talking tonight about BYLD Academy. However, we also have multiple divisions in the company. So to find out about some of those other divisions, which are very, very powerful as well, tune in on Thursday night at 5 p.m. But tonight's focus is going to be our BYLD Academy and some of the perks that come along with being a member of the BYLD Academy. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, I'm going to read this disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor, and all information shared during this event is for educational and informational purposes only. BYLD Network and Omni do not guarantee income or financial results. Trading involves risk, and past performance does not guarantee future success. Participants are encouraged to use discretion and seek independent financial advice before making trading decisions. Do not ever give anyone your money to trade for you. So that's the disclaimer, folks, because we're built on a few pillars. Now, before I get to those pillars, folks, I want to remind everybody that right now, traditionally, most people fall into one of 4 different ways of earning money. And these statistics might be new to you, or you might be familiar with them. But if we look at the first two ways of making money, one of them is working for someone else, and that's about 60% of the population. Now, if you've been on some of my trainings before, you're going to know that I always throw out a statistic, and about 58% of Americans have less than $1,000 in their bank account. That's about 58% of the population, which is in correlation, guess what, with what group? The people that work for someone else. Now, 35% work for themselves. So you're either employed by somebody or you employ yourself. Okay. And that's 35%. The value here, folks, is that the people that work for someone else, they trade time for money. The people that work for themselves, they trade experience for money. And then you have 4% of the population that are business owners. Now, this obviously is from a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And what Mr. Kiyosaki was writing about, and this is very important, there's a distinction here, because he was talking not just about any business, he was talking about a business that can leverage the efforts of other people. So that's the value here, leveraging the efforts of others. And so as it defines a business owner, that's somebody that has at least 500 employees to give that business owner true leverage. And so that's the 4% of the population. And then the 1% of the population are the ones that put their money to work for them. So, folks, out of all of these statistics, what's really shocking is the following: 95% of the population. So when you add all of this, with the exception of the right side of the quadrant, 95% make only 5% of the world's wealth. In other words, 5% make 95% of the world's wealth. So it's that exclusive 5% that I want you to focus your idea that, how did they get there? Well, the values here are leveraging other people's efforts and then leveraging money. So tonight we're going to talk about both of those things, about leveraging the efforts of others and also leveraging the efforts of money. And so with that being said, folks, we have the BYLD ecosystem. We're going to be talking about wealth building through the BYLD Academy. And we're also going to be talking about our premium travel offering, which is Eventi. And we'll get into those details a little bit later. But the reason why these are important, folks, is because one of the biggest things that people want to do, if you ask somebody, if you tell them, look, if money wasn't an obstacle and time, freedom was possible, what would you do? 9 out of 10 times people say, hey, I want to travel. And so being able to travel, but at the same time building wealth and being able to have location freedom is probably the two most important things that are out there for an individual. And here we believe at BYLD Network, we have the proper combination that can get you there. So the BYLD Trading Academy, folks, combines the experience of master traders, right? We embrace education. We have the people that do it day to day. These aren't just, people that, that are not vetted professionals. These are people that make their living trading and have actually become educators. So that's important, folks. These aren't educators that learn the material and is just teaching it, but don't practice it. These are people that are in the markets every single day, and that's how they make their money. So in combination with the innovation that's provided with different types of tools in the industry, we use those tools to maximize your profit potential. That would include things like the Einstein scanner or Omni. So this can actually help you create a profitable experience for yourself. Now, what do we teach? Well, we teach Forex, we teach crypto, and in the next slide, we'll talk a little bit about options and futures and options. Sorry about that, guys. So Forex and crypto. The Forex market, folks, you're trading currencies, currency pairs. That's the majority of what you're trading there. So you're trading the euro against the dollar, or the yen against the pound. Those are the types of trading that Forex is. And it's actually the biggest one. $7 trillion a day gets traded in the Forex market. It's a huge, huge market. For the international market, for the US market, it's just massive. $7 trillion gets moved around each and every day. Now, crypto, folks, that's 24/7. You could actually learn how to trade crypto, and it could drastically change your mind, your life, not your mind, your life. And that, folks, I can speak to that because I've lived that. In fact, made millions in crypto. And so, I don't have a favorite. I think all of these are great, but that's where, I kind of gravitated to. It was the most newest on the block, and it was explosive. And when you catch those things at the right time, folks, it really works for you. And so Forex and crypto are phenomenal. Futures is where I actually learned how to trade. So I took 2 years off and worked and learned how to trade the futures market. So any one of these that you learn are phenomenal. Okay. It doesn't matter if you start with futures or you start with crypto or you start with Forex. It doesn't matter to us. We believe that if you learn all of this, it's going to change your life. These are life-changing skills. Options, folks. Okay. My 3 adult children right now are learning the options market, because I'll tell you a little bit about the options market. There are things in options that you cannot do in futures, crypto, or Forex that are just exclusive to options. Does that make it the best? No, it just makes it a little bit different. However, folks, any one of these can be life-changing for anybody that has the will, the drive, and the discipline to learn. Now, you can learn one of them or you can learn all of them. Doesn't matter. But I will tell you this. When you compare dollars to dollar, dollar to dollar, what we bring to the table compared to companies that are out there, you're going to be shocked when we talk about tuition, folks, because it is grossly underpriced. Now, why should you learn to trade with us? Well, number one, because you can do it from anywhere. Remember that location freedom? It's not just about geographic location. It really is about anywhere. You could be in an Uber. You could be at home. You could be in front of a TV. You could be at a Dodger game. It doesn't matter. There really is no boundaries. As long as you have a phone, an iPad, or a computer, internet access, you are able to trade. To be your own boss. But be your own boss without having to worry about employees or inventory or any infrastructure needed. Once again, all you need is internet access and a device. That's it. It used to be where that was not possible. You would actually have to send your money to somebody in Chicago or somebody in New York and over the phone find out whether or not you were going to get into a trade or not and what the outcome was of that trade. Now you're able, with the power of the internet, to do it all from the comfort of your own home. So to learn a life skill, folks, that could potentially supplement your income or replace it. Now that's the dream, folks, to be able to have time freedom. Most of our traders are going to be trading about an hour to 2 hours a day. That's it. So once you gain the knowledge, you could take control of your time. Now, this is important to me as a father. I have 6 children, and I believe that each and every one of them has to learn how to trade. And so I have, 3 out of 6. So 50% right now is where we're at, but we're working on the youngest one right now to start her journey. But right now, 3 of our adult children are learning how to trade, and they're starting with the options market. It could have started with futures. It could have started with crypto or Forex. It doesn't matter. So we want to be able to impact our household with a new way of earning income. You no longer have to rely solely on banks, jobs, or outdated systems. Now, who are we looking for? Who is this for? Anyone who is looking to make extra money. So in the chat right there, put a 1 if you would like to make some extra money from home. Now, let's see here. Put a 1 if you would like to make some extra money from home. Whoops. I kind of left my slides here. What did I do here? Let's see. Whoops. Why can't I see my slides? Sorry, guys. Let's see. There we go. Okay. I'm not going to do that again because my Zoom is acting weird today. It's just taking me out. But anyway, so number 1, anyone who is looking to make extra money. Next generation entrepreneurs and digital nomads who grew up with crypto. There are people literally traveling around. In fact, one of our educators, you'll meet him here in just a second. has a community called Trade and Travel, because that's what he does. He's getting ready to go on another trip to meet up with another community of digital nomads to go around the world and trading. That's incredible. Young gentleman, started at 18, is now 24. He's now teaching people how to get their life back, how to get time freedom back. So ambitious professionals who want to take control of their income and their time. Parents, I'm speaking to parents. I have 6 of my own. And there is absolutely nothing out there that I would rather my children learn, so that when I'm no longer here, I know that if they learn this life skill, they're going to be taken care of for the rest of their lives. Just with this one skill, folks. Even if they only learned one of these trading assets, they could be set. They could be independent. They could be self-sufficient. So as a parent, folks, if you have a young adult at home, or somebody, it could be a relative, it could be nephews or whatever, start thinking about those people, because they need this. In the economy that we live today, you definitely need this. And as a parent, set the right example. You should learn as well. So this is our first pillar, folks, is the education. Trading commodities that are looking for an edge with elite tools, trading communities, that are looking for an edge with elite tools and technology and real education. So our first pillar is the education, but we believe in tools, software, we believe in automation to maximize your profit potential. So we are also looking for any new market to learn and monetize. So creators who are looking for a new market to learn and monetize. Now, from left to right, folks, these are our educators. We have Jessiel Aracuente. Folks, he is phenomenal. Phenomenal. The feedback that we get from this gentleman is awesome. He trades the futures markets. He does it in English and he does it in Spanish. We have Mr. Donnie Pips, who I've had the pleasure of meeting in person and just having long conversations with. This man has a heart for people. He definitely wants to help. He wants to empower. He wants to be of impact, and his heart's in the right place. Forex Master Trader, Roxy Castellanos. I can't even tell you how impressive this young woman is. She is a master options trader. My wife and I have entrusted our children to her to be their mentor. And she is, the percentages that she has been able to grow her account, I believe this year, unless I'm misquoting, but 300% on her account this year. Folks, she is an expert options trader, and she makes it so simple that anybody can learn this. Sebastian Aristarian, he is our Forex Master Trader in Spanish. He only teaches in Spanish. Mr. Lex trades options and futures. Mr. Maurice Katz, futures trader. And the thing about Maurice is he doesn't just teach you how to trade, but he takes you along a journey where you could actually be able to get funding for your trading. Now, trading and the trading training curriculum. So if you look at this, there are some basic things that any one of these types of programs of asset classes is going to have to teach. There's some commonality with all of these. It's like learning about chart patterns, learning how to set up a broker account, learning what a pip is, learning what a tick is, look at the price movement in the market, price action, market structure, breakup structure, technical analysis, support and resistance, supply zones, demand zones. All of these are things that are going to carry over. It doesn't matter if it's futures, Forex, crypto, or whatever. It makes no difference. You're going to have to learn that. And we're going to teach you how to trade with demo money. So that way you see where it says a demo trading account, that's what that is, folks. You're going to be able to learn and not put your own capital at risk. And so when you go into the trading essentials, once again, you're going to get a little bit more advanced candlestick patterns, charting patterns. You're going to learn Fibonacci retracements, patterns of inflection, profit and loss ratios, win ratios, trade psychology. If you forget about anything that we talk about this trading training curriculum, folks, that is by far the most important thing, trading psychology. Learning how to mitigate risk, learning discipline, learning how to journal, learning how to follow a trading plan, learning how to follow a set number of rules that give you the highest probability of success while you're in the market. Now, folks, that trade psychology, that is going to be very important for each and every one of you to master. Now, we're going to teach you scalp trading, intraday trading, and swing trading. The difference there, scalp trading, you're in and out of a trade pretty quickly. Intraday trading at close of day, that's when you stop trading. Swing trading, where you hold a position past a day, a week, a month, or a year. Live trading sessions. This is important. On the next slide, I'll double down right now. Every morning, we have one of our traders that is actually trading in the market live. So not only are you going to be able to see through videos, not only are you going to be able to learn on demand, but you're also going to have specific trading sessions where you can actually watch what you're learning play out right in front of you with our experienced traders. On top of that, we have tools and we have software. And so we're going to switch gears a little bit. I want you to understand that this trading curriculum applies for every one of the asset classes that we're talking about right now. But on top of that, we want to make sure that we have the right tools in place to be able to help you in your journey. So imagine having the smartest piece of trading technology to help you along the way. This is like having training wheels when you're not in a live session, right? Because you're not going to always be next to a Donnie Pips or a Jaciel or Maurice or Sebastian or Miss Roxy. You're not going to be in front of them all the time. At some point, you're going to start trading on your own, and that could be a little bit daunting. But when you have something like this at your side, at your disposal, what is this? Well, it's a piece of software that runs on your trading charts. And it tells you when a likely high probability setup is about to happen. So if you look at this little arrow, imagine that little arrow popping up and letting you know the direction of where this potential trade is going to go. And so the direction is pointing down. So this would be a sell. So that's how it works. Then it tells you, in this blue line, it tells you exactly what price to enter. When you look at this and you look at this vertical axis over here, that's telling you price. So this little blue line tells you at what price you should get into the trade. It also tells you what's the maximum risk that you are going to have with this trade. So if this trade goes against you, and guys, there's going to be losing trades. It happens, okay? Anybody that tells you that they have a 100% win ratio, run away. It's not true. Every professional trader is going to tell you that you are going to take some losses. That's just part of the game. However, if your risk management is correct, then you're going to be okay. Because when you go into a high probability setup and you win more than on a potential loss, that's good risk management. And so here it'll tell you what it is for this particular trade. So if the trade happened to go against you, if it hits this red line, that gets you out of the trade immediately. Then it's going to tell you where you take profit. You see where it says TP1, TP2, and TP3? That stands for take profit. Take profit 1 target is at this price. Take 2 is at this price, and take profit 3 is at this price. In this particular trade setup, this trade actually won every single one of those trade profit targets. Now, is that going to be all the time? No. Sometimes you're going to win 2 out of 3 or 1 out of 3, right? But the probability are that these trades are really high probability setup. So that is our tools that we have that come within this package of education. Remember, our first pillar is always the education. Our second pillar is the tools. And then our third pillar, which comes kind of including the tools, is automation as well. The technology exists now that can actually duplicate, copy, and execute trades that are being done by professionals. Now, what does that mean? Well, it simply means that when there's a trade that is being taken by an educator or a trader that's on this platform called Omni, that you can actually replicate that trade on your trading account. This is designed to allow you to earn money while you're learning, right? Our first pillar is the education. That's what we believe everybody should do. But we want to make sure that people also have an opportunity to leverage. And they can leverage by being able to use this particular tool that allow them to take trades that a professional is taking. The benefits, folks, are speed, efficiency, and reduced emotional bias. Now, customers have full control of their accounts. Nobody touches your account. You set up your own brokerage account. You can pick whichever one you want, and you deposit your money into your own account. Nobody touches money, nobody's money. And we don't make money off of anybody's money. This is just a tool, a piece of software that is used for your convenience. If you wish to use it, it's a part of the package. You can pause or stop a trade without waiting on the algo or the expert to do it. So you have full autonomy. If you wish to stop a trade yourself, you can. You could set your own risk levels and trade multiple strategies or multiple trading rooms to mitigate your risk. It keeps track of all of your trades. It keeps track of the wins, the losses, and the net profitability. So this is what happens in the background. Whether it's a human doing this or it's an algo doing this, it happens in every single trade, every different asset class. Market data. This is price and at what time it happens. In other words, if you're trading gold, when you access the charts of gold, all you're looking at in the vertical axis is the price, and then in the horizontal axis, it's going to tell you when it happened. Then, once you have that data, an analysis is taking place, right? You have a technical analysis that happens, whether it's a human or whether it's an algo that does it, and then a buy-sell decision is it's made, and then the trade execution. What Omni does, folks, is it allows you to connect to algos that can do this, or a human that can do it in real time. And it happens automatically, and it happens with very, very little latency. So that's Omni. It is phenomenal. We've been looking at Omni and its evolution over the last 2 years, and we just now brought it to market. It's very, very exciting to have this piece of software, this tool, along with everything else that we have into a trading package. So with Omni, you create an account, you set up your strategies. A strategy is one of those traders or one of those algos that is trading, and you can follow them automatically. And that's it. You set up those two things, and then you start trading. Now, folks, Mr. Warren Buffett said this: if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And I like what Mr. Josh Tolley says as well. He's an author of a book called Evangelpreneur, and he says this, that you will never, if you work a traditional job where you're an employee trading time for money, and there's nothing wrong with that, folks. We all have done it. But Omni allows you to, you could be at work, or you could be resting, or you could be having fun, but you can have Omni working for you. And so what that does, it allows you to have a chance against the rate of inflation. Because here's the bad news, folks, that people that work for somebody else, even if they work for a really good boss that gives them a raise every year and you go up by 3% a year if you work for a good company, I don't even know if those companies exist anymore, but the rate of inflation, if that's at 9%, it doesn't matter if they gave you a raise of 3%. You're still negative by 6%. So the rate of inflation is never caught up by somebody that's trading time for money as an employee. And that's just, I mean, this isn't me talking. These are real statistics. So that's why more than half of the nation has less than $1,000 in their bank account, because the power of their dollar goes down every single year. So why should you listen to Warren Buffett? Hey, he's only one of the most successful businessmen in the world. I think he's top 5. Folks, this is huge. Now, when you become a member of BYLD Academy, there are certain perks and benefits. Remember, one of our educators, it has a community of trade and travel. His name is Lex. And Mr. Lex, folks, is phenomenal. I just watched him this weekend do a live event along with Ms. Roxy Castellanos. And it was amazing. They had over, 63 or 65 people in a room. that were just salivating by the teachings and the knowledge and the expertise that they have. And Mr. Lex, he travels all over the world just trading. I mean, how cool is that? So this Eventi member perk goes along with that, right? With this trade and travel philosophy, which most people, 9 out of 10 people say, hey, if I had time and I had financial freedom, I'd be traveling. So what better way to reward our students, our community, than to give them some member perks? So when you become a member, you can own your own private wholesale pricing booking engine, up to 70% savings on 4 to 5-star hotel resort stays for 2 that are 2 and 3-star prices. Okay, so let me give you my own personal story. On August 2nd, we took off to Napa Valley, went on hotels.com, and then we're driving. We were and we were on our way, checking the prices. It was a really bougie resort that we were going to stay at in Napa. And I'll make a confession. I'm usually not the one that books the trips, but it was my wife's birthday, so I wanted to surprise her. So I'm kind of struggling trying to figure out how these booking engines work on hotels.com, Expedia, and Travelocity. Went on the Eventi website. I said, wait a second. We have this. I'm a member. I want to see what this is all about. I wound up saving on the hotel stay $2,400 plus. It was exact same room, same time, same everything, same dates. That hotels.com was quoting me $2,400 plus, more expensive. It works. And I've taken it to my pastor. My pastor was booking a trip to Cancun. And I think it was Tulum. I'm sorry, it wasn't Cancun, it was Tulum. And the savings there for his trip was about $380. So, I mean, this is just a perk, guys, for being part of our BYLD community. It works everywhere in the world, over 1 million properties globally, and over 3,000 discounted curated trips, folks. Once you become a member, check this out because this is powerful. It gives you the opportunity to be able to be out there, looking at the world, living the dream, and learning how to trade, folks. So how much does all of this cost? How much does the BYLD Trading Academy cost? Well, remember, just as a recap, the foundational training, everything that you see here, the trading essentials, the live sessions, using our tools and software like the Einstein scanner, and also, this is the core basics. I was getting a little ahead of myself, okay? Everything that you see here is included in the core basics, video on demand. So you're going to be able to access all of that. You're also going to have one night a week where you have Q&As with our educators once a week. And then you have all of the trading available to you. This is $199 one time out of pocket, then $99 a month. So $200 one time out of pocket, then $99 a month. This is for video on demand training with our educators. Now, the next package up, folks, is the Elite package. This includes all of the education that we just talked about, the Forex education, options, futures, digital assets education. You have the Einstein scanner for the Forex market only. And Omni is included with 3 different strategies, up to 3 strategies. This is a one-time out of pocket of $500, one time, then $149 a month. Now, I'm going to stop here and pause because I recently checked what it costs to go to community college and what it costs to go to an out-of-state college and what it costs to go to an Ivy League college. Starts around $13,000 a year, all the way up to $200,000, folks. It's nuts. It's nuts. The range is nuts. The average student graduating from a 4-year university is in debt between $40,000 and $100,000 when they start off in life. So when I see these numbers here, I'm going to tell you this. Now, you can believe me or not believe me. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you the truth. We are grossly underpriced. This tuition, it's like for somebody that knows what we're offering in terms of technology, tools, and the education, a one-time out of pocket of $500 is nothing. $150 a month. Now, our Premier package includes everything that the Elite and the Core Basics package includes, but it gives you that Einstein scanner for all markets. Remember, the Elite only gives it to you for the Forex. This one does stocks, options, futures, and crypto, and gold. And it includes up to 7 different strategies for Omni. And this is a one-time commitment of $1,000 and $200 a month. Again, I can tell you that just one of the strategies that Omni has out there in Instagram and Facebook, it's being sold for about $12,000 and $500 a month. A copy trader. So, folks, I am telling you this, we are grossly underpriced. And so you should take advantage of this because 2026 is right around the corner. And there will be price increases. So lock in your tuition now because in 2026, this is promotional tuition right now. It will go up. Now, some universities that pay students for referring and recruiting other students, folks, these are practices that are happening across the board, across the United States. University of Central Florida has a program called the Golden Feather, which is a cash referral program. Arizona State University has tuition discounts, cash referrals, and gift cards. University of Alabama, refer a friend incentive and bonus. Florida International, student referral rewards and tuition benefits. University of Texas at Austin, top recruiter program recognition and incentives. So this is just a handful of universities stateside that exchange compensation, cash, tuition discounts, and more for referring students. So we believe that this is a good idea. And so what we did is we came up with our own program. And so we have a program that's called Refer For, Pay No More. So it doesn't matter whether you take the basic access subscription or the Elite or the Premier. They're all great. They're just different levels. When you refer 4 of your same membership or higher, you get your access subscription absolutely free. And that's it. So on the first one, you refer 4 basic access subscription students, your monthly subscription is waived. Same thing with the Elite Access. If 4 of the Elite or higher, guess what? Your $149 is waived. Premier Access subscription, refer 4 on the Premier, $199 a month, absolutely free. Now, this is pretty powerful. And if you refer students, well, guess what? That subscription model, folks, is really a revenue share program because once you start referring members, and it could go on because everybody's going to refer other people. It's happening already. People are referring people. We have, this morning, my daughter asked me to do a one-on-one presentation with somebody that she met at a coffee shop that works at our favorite local coffee shop. And so, and other people that she works with, other people from church and things like that. And so people are referring because when you start posting about your education, when you start posting about your results, people pay attention. They start asking questions. So when you refer people from the monthly subscription, well, guess what? It creates a revenue stream. Once you have 12 referrals in your network, and these are not people that you refer personally, it could be multiple people. You maybe refer 2 people, and they refer 2, and they refer 2, and they refer 2. Well, guess what? It starts to grow. But because it started with you, we're going to pay you, once you have 6 and 6, $250. Once you have 12, you get $250 every single month. 18 and 18, $700. 40 and 40, $1,500. And on and on and on it goes. When you get to the top, which is executive 500, 18,000 to 18,000, $500,000 a month. So not only is this a referral program that can get your subscription for free, but it's also a referral program that could set you free financially. So you could do it from the trading, you could do it from referrals, you could do it for the combination of both. And it's just a powerful model, folks, that we believe can set people free financially. Now, Carla and I, my wife and I, have been in this business for about just shy of 20 years. And our experience has been, folks, that we've experienced $1 million in a month. We've experienced 10 million in a year. And so these numbers that you see here are very, very doable. The testimonials that are coming in right now from our students of what they're able to achieve in demo and in live trading are phenomenal. But the only way to really know if this is for you folks is to ask yourself this question: am I worth it? And we believe that you are. We believe that everybody that's on this webinar here tonight is worth it. And we believe that with a proper mentorship and the proper drive, see, nobody fails for lack of desire. They fail for lack of discipline. And so, folks, take action. At the end of these presentations, we have 3 types of people. One person is going to say, hey, this is not for me. And if this is not for you, folks, we encourage you to find something that is. Because relying on a 9-to-5, folks, is just not going to cut it. Not in this world. Not in the modern world that we live in. Right now in California, people are working 2-3 jobs just to make ends meet, just to get by. Not to live lavishly, just to get by. So the first person says, no, this is not for me. And that's okay. We're not for everybody. But if we're not for you, find something that is, because we wish you well. The second person says, hey, you know what? I just want to learn. I just want to learn how to trade. I love the education. I just want to be a student. And that's fantastic, folks. You can be a student and make money just from whatever it is that you're doing with Omni or learning how to trade. And you can just make money. You don't have to tell anybody. You don't have to refer anybody. But the third person is going to see an opportunity for themselves. And that's a person that wants to not only learn how to trade, make money using the tools and the automation, but also want to share this with other people. And if you do that, you can become financially free as well. So